any pre-trial for the plaintiff?
Yes, Your Honor. We have some documents that we would like to tender to the bench, but first, may we make appearances before the court?
Yes.
My name is Sneha Darva, and I'm joined by my co-counsel, Spencer Luckwitz,
Hello, Your Honor.
and Ms. Amelia Anasundram.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
And we represent the plaintiff in today's case, who will be represented by our party representative, Mr. Alex Grace.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
So we have some documents that we'd like to tender to the bench. We have the stipulations, the case law, the plaintiff's initial complaint, the plaintiff's response to the counter-complaint brought by the defense, the pretrial orders, and the Midlands Rules of Evidence, as they do differ slightly from the federal rules. May I approach and tender?
Yes, you may. Defense teams.
Yes.
We have seen those documents. We have no objection, Your Honor.
Before we begin, we'd like to direct your attention to the summary judgment. We would like to acknowledge that the first two elements of negligence, the legal duty on behalf of both parties and the breach of duty by both parties, has been acknowledged and will not need to be proven throughout the duration of this trial. And we'd also like to ask Your Honor's preference on movement about the well, approaching opposing counsel, Your Honor, and the witness.
Ask to approach the bench and the opposing counsel witness, and then everything else you have free reign.
And with that, the plaintiff is ready to proceed.
All right. Introductions from the defense.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. My name is Sanjana Arvind, and joined with my co-counsel, Mr. Mark Wayne,
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
and Ms. Emily Alstrom.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
We represent the defendant in today's case, Ms. Danny Kosak.
Good afternoon.
Your Honor, before we proceed, I want to ask a few questions about the summary judgment that opposing counsel just handed you. I believe she said that the duty and the breach of duty are not contested. I believe that might be incorrect. It seems that the duty is conceded, and also that the harm caused has been conceded. But as for a breach of duty, that is in contest for today's trial, and whether or not that harm was a direct and proximate result of those actions is also in contest. I want to make that clear for both sides before we proceed.
All right, that's been noted. Thank you.
Your Honor, we also have a few documents we'd like to tender. These include the notice of intent to offer character evidence pursuant to Rule 608A and the counterclaim from the defense of that. May I approach and tender?
Yes, you may.
Furthermore, Your Honor, we'd like to invoke Rule 603, the constructive swearing in of all the witnesses in today's case.
All witnesses will be constructively sworn in.
We'd also like to invoke Rule 615, the constructive sequestration of all the witnesses in today's case, with the exception of the party representatives. Our party representative in today's case is Ms. Danny Kosak, who is the party.
All witnesses will be sequestered with the exception of party representatives. Defense, do you have a party representative today?
Yes, our party representative will be Mr. Alex Grace.
All right.
With that, Your Honor, the defense is also ready to proceed. Thank you.
Before we proceed to opening statement, someone want to give me something to write with?
Yes, Your Honor.
Opening statement from the plaintiff?
Yes, Your Honor.
May I proceed?
Yes, you may.
Your Honor, opposing counsel, members of the jury, Kozak stepped back. Today, you will hear about Danny Kozak, an exotic animal trainer, as well as Midlands Television Studios, or MTS, a company that was ruined by Kozak negligently bringing an animal onto set. You will hear that Kozak was scheduled to perform with the chimpanzee that she was supposed to have trained on June 29th, 2017. You will hear that through this show, she was going to achieve the exposure and fame that she had always needed. But you'll also hear that she had doubts about whether or not the animal was ready for TV, whether she had properly trained the animal or not. You will hear that she wasn't sure whether she should bring the chimpanzee to the set, but she stepped back from her responsibility and brought the chimpanzee anyways. Then at the pre-show rehearsal, you will hear that she placed the chimpanzee between her and the host of the show, then stepped back and actually left the stage to stand offset. Then, that's when the chimpanzee rose in its seat, flailing its arms, baring its teeth, screaming. It jumped from its chair and headed straight towards one of the MTS employees, Chris Villafana. It knocked him to the ground and started hitting him over and over and over again until Chris stopped screaming. That day, at 3:43 p.m., Chris Villafana was pronounced dead because Kozak stepped back. And members of the jury, Kozak did step back. She stepped back from her responsibility to train the animal fully because she needed the fame. She stepped back from her responsibility to the studio and brought the chimpanzee anyways. And most importantly, she physically stepped back when a dangerous, undertrained wild animal brutally attacked and killed Chris Villafana. And because she stepped back, we are here today. Now, we as the plaintiff have to prove to you 4 things as negligence. First, that Kozak owed MTS a legal duty. Second, that Kozak breached that duty. Third, that MTS suffered harm. And fourth, that Kozak's actions were the direct and proximate cause to MTS's harm. In order to prove that to you, we must do that by a preponderance of the evidence, which just means more likely than not, or 51%. So that means that if at the end of trial today, you think that because Kozak stepping back from her responsibilities caused MTS harm, then you must side with the plaintiff. To help you come to this conclusion, we'll bring before you 3 witnesses. First, Alex Grace, the host of MTS's show, will take the stand. He will tell you of what MTS did to prepare for a chimpanzee on set, and that Kozak was so desperate for the publicity that she ignored many obvious signs that the chimpanzee wasn't ready. Next, you'll hear from AJ McClellan, another celebrity at the set. She will tell you all the steps that MTS took to prepare for an animal on set, but that even despite this, it wasn't enough to save Chris Villafana from an undertrained chimpanzee. And lastly, you will hear from an expert in primatology and expert animal training techniques, Dr. Hawkins. She will tell you that Kozak's animal was predisposed for violence and that Kozak should have known that. She will tell you that Kozak's training techniques were insufficient and that added danger to an already dangerous situation. Members of the jury, today you will learn that Kozak should not have brought that chimpanzee to the set. Today you will learn that Kozak stepped back. Members of the jury, Kozak stepped back too many times. And that's why, at the end of trial today, my co-counsel Spencer Luckwitz will come before you and ask that you find Danny Kozak liable. Thank you.
Thank you. Opening statement from the defense.